okay. Acceleration, everything. See, there's so much water on the road. All right, it is officially wet and stormy and rainy. And California has called a state of emergency on this storm, according to the news. It took 2 lives up north. That's really sad. Car hydroplaned and crashed into a ditch. And I think the other one was a flood. I'm out here testing tires. So this is the Metzler Karoo 4. Definitely a step up from the Karoo 3. Now, here's a story about the Karoo 3 that I haven't told anybody in a really long time. So a tire, brand new, came out, stoked. Put it on my R1200 GS Adventure.
Kyle Bradshaw, Landon Norman here in the Sierra Nevadas, standing in the snow after having traveled down some awesome, muddy, rocky, what could be classified as treacherous terrain. And we're using a new set of tires, the tires that Metzler's just come out with. And what are they called, Landon?
They are the Metzler Karoo 3s.
Mounted up in the shop, went out that night to go home, leaving my parking stall. So I was backed into the parking stall. Leaving my parking stall, I literally didn't get 8 feet, and that thing was on its side. I was rolling away from it on the ground, wondering what in the F just happened. So that tire is super, super, super round, like I've shown you on this one. And as soon as the tire went over, I mean, the bike had traction control on. Like, I wasn't really accelerating hard. It completely dumbfounded me. Legit the fastest to the ground. It's crazy. Anyway, that tire had this really, really, really slippery surface on it for probably the first 1,000 miles or so. It was super, super slippery. My traction control light on the GSA was on non-stop. Like, it just would not turn off. It was crazy. But after that 1,000 miles or so, 1,200 miles, I forget what it was, they broke in, and they were a huge step up over the TKC80 that I was running.
In the short amount of time that we've had these tires mounted, I've got about 3,000 to 3,500 miles on this set here on my R1200 GSA. And Landon, you got how many miles on yours now?
Currently on the new rear, I have about 1,000.
So what we're seeing is actually an increased tread life out of this tire. So it's giving us just as much grip in the hard, crazy off-road sections.
In terms of traction, I really liked them. They had that scooped profile that allowed me to get just great forward dig.
So in the tradition of the true knob, usually they're just square blocks. What kind of performance have you seen from the modified tread pattern of the Karoo 3?
I find that they get more coverage farther down on the tire, but they also tend to throw material off to the sides a lot better than most other tires because of their shape.
Anyway, yeah. So those tires, they dug in really well. They did a fantastic job at, wow, this is a lot of water on the road, guys. They did a fantastic job at digging down in the dirt, about expelling the media. Now, the thing I liked about those tires is they were throwing media to the side, which was kind of a new thing from what I experienced. So at that point in time, I was probably getting, I don't know, 2,000 miles or so out of the TKC80s. 1,500 miles on the rear and probably 3,000 miles on the front. So I was replacing rears a lot, but then the fronts I was replacing as necessary. When I put that Karoo 3 on, the first one that I put on, I went over 3,000 miles. Thought it was absolutely amazing. I then rode it to Mexico. I did a lot of action, or a lot of rolling on that tire. Severe weather. Avoid travel until Thursday night. Well, I'm not traveling, just commuting to work, so I guess I'm okay. So in regards to these Karoo 4s in wet weather, it's been all week that I've been riding on wet roads, and this is the most extreme of the rain that I've gotten so far. And my feedback on these tires is they are primo in the rain. Probably one of the better of the 50/50 plus tires that I've ridden in wet weather. Now, two things that I like to point out. Number one, acceleration, right? So traction control is on, but I'm in sport mode. So sport mode, my rear tire is allowed to move differently. Alright, I'm in sport mode. So my rear tire is allowed to slip in sport mode. It allows the front wheel to travel at a different rate of speed as the rear wheel, allowing you to do a little bit of drift in the corners, allowing you to pop wheelies and things of that nature. Now, when I'm doing these tests, in order to test traction in wet weather, right? Just cruising down the road like this, it's tough to tell if a tire is really good, but it's really easy to tell if a tire's bad. If a tire's bad, you're squirming all over the place, you're losing traction, it's just, oh, we got huge puddles here, guys. Crazy. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop it down a gear. I'm already in 5th, I'm going to drop it down into 4th. And now, oh, look at this huge puddle. Awesome. So now I'm going to open the throttle. When I open the throttle, if my traction control light goes on and I lose traction, well, that's a bad thing. If my traction control does not come on and I get great forward momentum, that tells me that these tires do phenomenally well in the rain. Are you ready? Let's wait until people aren't putting their brakes on. Ready? Here we go. Look at that. 100% acceleration, everything. See, there's so much water on the road. If this isn't a good wet tire test, I don't know what is. So now I'm going to drop it down to the 3rd. Ready? 2. 0 braking of traction. That is phenomenal. It's so good. So wet weather, these tires are phenomenal. So that's the first test that I do. So a lot of times I don't have rain here in Southern California, and how I test traction is 2 different ways. I'll wet the pavement down, and then I'll roll through that pavement. I'll get nice and soaking wet, and then I'll roll through that pavement with no traction control on. And when I grab the throttle, if my wheel spins, then it's not very good traction. If I get a wheelie, well, then it's got good traction. Alright, and the second way that I test is I have that same wet spot of ground, or I tested at traffic lights when I'm rolling up, but I'll come into those traffic lights without ABS and I'll attempt to stop, right? If the bike slides, then I know it's not good, and if the bike gets great traction and stops quickly, well, I know that it's got good wet weather handling characteristics. Another thing I'll do is I'll leave the ABS on. If the ABS does not get triggered and the bike slides, well, then I definitely know it's not a good tire in the wet. If the ABS works and does its job, then I know that it's getting significant or enough traction from the ground, friction, in order to make that ABS work. So those are the couple things I've done. And with this tire, I've had a couple quick stop situations in the last week, and yeah, they've stuck to the ground like glue, and I've been really, really impressed. Alright, there is a truth. There's no such thing as bad weather unless it's too extreme to actually be out. But there is bad gear. This is the Climb Hardinger suit. It's a full Gore-Tex Pro suit. I've got 2 zippers to get into this thing. One that goes from my ankle all the way up to my neck, and another that goes from my ankle just up past my knee. 2 zippers, I'm in, I'm out, and I'm 100% protected. It's got D3O armor all throughout, so I can adjust the armor. It's on Velcro pads, so I can move the armor anywhere that I want for that perfect fit. And yeah, the suit's expensive. I think I paid close to $1,600 for it when it was new. This is my 3rd season in the suit, so it's one of those things, like, you buy it once, you pay a lot, and you're done with it. It's got a lifetime warranty, it's 100% waterproof, if it ever leaks, they'll fix it. There's a lot of good stuff going on with the gear that you get from Climb. This Hardinger suit is no different. Oh man, and waterproof Gore-Tex gloves, these are called the Power Cross gloves, I believe. I don't know if they're still in the lineup or not, but these things are phenomenal. Insulate on the top, they're actually a snowmobile glove. They have more grip on the bottom, so when you grab your throttle and twist, there's no separation there. It's awesome. You have direct contact to the bar. Yeah, 100% waterproof. They're warm, and dude, they work. These gloves are probably, man, I picked up these gloves when I was at Adventure Designs back in 2016. 6 years we're going on now. Great pair of gloves. Alright, click that link right there above. This is the full detailed breakdown of this Hardinger suit that I'm currently wearing. Again, I've been in this thing for 3 seasons now, and almost 4 seasons actually. And yeah, I use it when I go to the snow. I've snowboarded in it, I've snowmobiled in it. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Uh-oh. Got some highway patrol action up here, stopping traffic. I know what we're doing here, guys. Okay. This guy's license plate. Okay. Maybe I have a stranded car over here on the left-hand side that they're trying to move over and just stop the traffic so we can do that. Well, guys, the 405's officially stopped. What are we doing here? No idea, but we got some action going on right up over there. Anyway, as soon as the road clears, we'll be able to roll again. All right, we are back rolling again, and that was it. We had a car that was stranded on the side of the road that had to pick up and move over. Oh, looks like he slammed into the guardrail divider or something like that. That sucks. Here's that roll on, all right. Ready? Look at that. 0 brake traction up to 115 miles an hour. It's phenomenal. Can't say much more about wet weather traction than that when you're putting 150 horses in the ground. Well, let's be realistic. We're putting 150 horses out of the motor. Not all that's getting translated into traction on the ground. Hey! See me? Thank you so much. This is another telltale sign between a good tire and a bad tire. Is when you're in corners like these, a lot of times you'll feel the bike kind of skate out like this as you're rolling. I actually crashed once like that on my Honda VTX 1300 back in the day. Again, stopping like this, you got good traction stopping, that's always a good thing. But man, it had just started misting, I want to call it. I was on a set of Pirelli Route 66 tires. Not known for being super grippy in the wet. Anyway, I went to get on this on-ramp that had a really large bank to it, and I was basically riding upright. And as I was still sitting upright, the bike was sliding down, 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 until it put me into the grass field. If I put my brakes on, it would go even faster, but if I just kept it rolling, clutch in, neutral power, it just kept sliding down, 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 down until I was in the grass. It was kind of silly. Just a hint of traction control on that lean out of that corner. Not much. Not much at all. For us to be able to just wheel the bike up in those situations. A lot of good action on these tires in the wet weather. And there we have it, guys. The Karoo 4. Yep. These are great tires on wet weather. on the pavement. Anyway, that's it. Wet weather performance of the Karoo 4 on extremely wet roads. I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, please give it a big fat thumbs up. If you want 20% off Nelson Rig or Rig Your Adventure, use coupon code manybikes20. I'm about ready to get to work. You guys, take care, ride safe, and have a great day.